Good morning. Welcome to AVNewsCast.com.
Yeah, you love that .com, don't you?
.com.
Today's the last day of the month.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, Monday, June 30th.
Wow.
The last day of the month. Well, so the big thing that in the news today, obviously, is the Supreme Court's decision in their ruling with Hobby Lobby.
Yes.
Hobby Lobby.
Now, if we could go back a year and play that show, when we started talking about it, I called it then.
You called it what?
I said Hobby Lobby was going to
There
win.
we go.
I did.
Yep.
I did.
That's true.
I said they would win.
I'd have to hear the tape.
Oh,
I'd have to hear the
Okay.
tape. But anyway, I think it's a shame.
Why?
well, wait. Here's the thing. Okay, this is kind of interesting because a year ago, the Supreme Court ruled that a corporation is a living, breathing entity, okay, and it had the right to freedom of speech,
And they
Okay.
can, yeah.
all right?
But now
And-
they have the right to dictate what their employees get to do with their own bodies.
No.
No.
They can.
Yeah.
You can get all the condoms you want to. You can get a stack of IUDs 6 feet high if you want to. It's only against the abortion pill, and you can go to Planned Genocide and get your free abortion pill if you want to.
Right.
No, because there's no end to it. Then if you work for a company that's owned by Jehovah's Witnesses and you need a blood transfusion, they're not going to give it to you.
No, because that's not true. That's not true.
Why
because,
not?
Because
They don't believe in
because
blood
the abortion
transfusions.
pill is freely available to get. It's
So
not
with blood,
without
if you
it.
pay for it yourself. I'm just saying we're opening up a big can of worms. And I think,
Okay.
and
I think
and
they're very
honestly-
specific. If you read the Supreme Court ruling, it's very specific on what they allow.
Oh, no. I understand that with this case. I'm just saying it's opening the door for endless things. Like I said, if you're a Jehovah's Witness and you own a company, Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in blood transfusions. So they can carve out their insurance plans for their employees to not cover that if you need it.
Okay. I haven't read the decision, but what's interesting about today's case is that if you remember 8 months ago, there was a photographer in New York who had received a deposit to do a wedding, and then he found out that the couple was gay, and he said, hey, I don't want to do it, okay? And they sued him for discrimination, all right? Now, today's case, with the Supreme Court ruling, may open that up.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay.
It's really horrible. I mean, I personally think that if you are in business, then do business. You know what I mean?
Don't you have
Like,
a right
sell
to do
your-
business with whoever you want?
Yeah, now you're dictating what
I
businesses
don't
can do.
no, now you're opening it up.
No, you Angie,
discrimination.
are dictating what businesses can and can't do.
No. What I'm saying is, because I don't think that a business should have any concern about what your sexual orientation is, who you sleep with, how you sleep with them, if you're going to have 9 kids, abortions, be on welfare, all of that stuff is irrelevant. Because your agenda when you're in business is to be able to have an income that's sustaining your family.
I understand.
You should only dictate in your own household, whether or not, I mean, I'm not going to have an abortion. And I don't subscribe to it, but
Okay.
I'm not going to dictate to you if you're my employee. Oh, I'm not helping you with that. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? Like, stay in your lane. Everybody should be able to have the freedom to choose what they want and work at a place that offers benefits. That's it.
So if you don't like the insurance or the religious beliefs that Hobby Lobby provides its 13,000 employees, go work somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to end up being now. Can you imagine? Now it's going to be, well, this is a Jehovah's Witness company. So we offer this and this, and we're not going to offer this. Now you can't. Now it's like, what are you considering now when you go on a job interview? It's ridiculous.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Well, you looked at the benefits package before, didn't you? Isn't that part of?
No, that's
Getting
not
to be
part of
adjusted?
it. No, that's
You
not
know,
part of it.
you don't apply for a job. You don't look at their benefits package before.
I look at their benefits package, but I don't ask them what their religion is, and I don't try to figure out whether or not they're adulterers or And then I think the other thing that really bothers me about Hobby Lobby is they'll pick and choose the things that they want to be all holier than thou on, in my opinion.
They just don't want to pay for the abortion pill. That's
the only thing.
That's what I said. They pick and choose on what they want to be holier than thou about.
They don't like abortion. That's a
Right,
solid.
How come you don't like adultery? Why not make sure that you don't have any adulterers in your company? Why not make sure that you don't have any single parents?
No, wait a second.
Because they're fornicating.
Well, what they were saying is, under the Affordable Care Act...
Fornicating isn't killing a baby.
It's not, but it's still a sin. And the Bible doesn't say this sin is greater than the other. It says a sin is a sin. So let's be clear. If you're going to hold up your holier than thou thing, then be holy about all your stuff.
Okay, all they were saying is, under the Affordable Care Act, okay, they were required by law, okay, to provide the morning after pill, okay? And they said, hey, our insurance is much better than what you're telling us to provide anyway, but that's the one thing from day one that when we set up this company, that is one thing that we don't agree with.
Well, that's not even true, though, because they do offer other types of canceling out pregnancies. It's just two types that they don't want to offer.
Correct.
So you'll offer the other kinds, but you won't offer those.
It's not initiated in the other kind. The pregnancy is not initiated with the other ones. There's a big difference. There's a difference between taking a life and that life not starting in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that. And like I said, I'm not particularly... I'm pro-life in the sense that it's your body, it's your choice. No, I'm sorry. I'm pro-choice. Because I think that everybody should make their own decisions on whatever it is. And you know, it should be up to you and your conscience. And I feel the same way. If I ran a company, I'm not trying to dictate my moral value on you. And if you take advantage of an opportunity, I mean, what's the difference between that person buying the morning after pill and coming back to work for you? Do you want that person to work for you now because you know now that he had an abortion?
They just don't want it under the policy that they're giving their employers.
Yeah, they don't want the blood on their hands.
If you want blood on their hands.
What they're saying is, look, if you want to go out and go to a doctor and go get this pill, okay, go do it on your own, okay? Yep. But it's just not going to be us. Part of what we provide. That's all.
No,
they just wanted that ability.
I totally understand. It's not that I'm not clear about it. I just totally disagree. And I totally believe that it's going to open up the floodgates for other companies to come in and say, well, we don't believe in this. You know, what's the other? There's a religion that don't even believe in medical intervention. So if I own a company and I don't believe in medical intervention, don't make me pay for health insurance.
You know, with Hobby Lobby, okay, because of the way that this corporation was structured from minute one, okay, they had a very good argument, all right? It was a narrow decision, 5-4, it was, but they had a very good argument. It's going to be very difficult for other corporations to follow suit.
Why?
Because of the way Hobby Lobby was structured from minute one, okay?
In what terms? What do you mean by, what was the structure? They weren't a church.
No, they weren't a church.
So what was the structure?
But they set it up under their religious beliefs from minute one. Okay, that's the way the company began.
How do you open up a corporation under your religious belief? I don't understand that.
Well, you can. What do you mean?
I don't understand is what I'm saying. I don't understand what you mean.
Church do it.
Yeah, because it's a church. But if you're not a church, how do you open up a company under a religious belief? No, you don't say my name is Paul Jones Christian when you sign in for your corporation. I mean, it doesn't. I don't get it.
No, but the way they act, the way they govern the corporation, as far as their beliefs, okay, is a direct relation to their religious beliefs, okay. And
I wonder if they hire homosexuals.
Well, that's a good question. Okay, that's a good question. But they don't have a if you want to go to the doctor and get on the pill, go get it. It's part of the insurance we provide. Okay?
It's terrible.
But if you want to get the morning after pill, okay, something that takes a life, that's not part of the insurance that we're going to provide. That's all they're saying.
I get that. And when Jehovah's Witnesses say, you work for me, and if you are in a car accident and you need blood, all I'm saying is that we're not going to carve out that in your medical benefits. That's all they'll be saying.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in blood transfusions, am I right? Okay, so you're in a car accident and you're taken to Palmdale Regional Medical Center, okay? And they know that you're a Jehovah's Witness. Are they going to give you blood to
No.
save your life?
No.
They're going to let you die?
Well, they're not going to let you die. They'll try other alternatives, and if the other alternatives doesn't, I mean, there's other
need
kind of
blood.
medication. No, there's other kind of substitutes and clotting medications that they can give you. Blood is not the cure-all. They can do other things.
Okay, well,
But the bottom line is that if it is a matter of life and blood, then they're choosing no blood. And yeah, they will choose no blood.
you know, everything is. I'm happy that Hobby Lobby won. Okay, I'm happy because everything is so politically correct. Okay,
So would
Just
you be
like-
happy if a company, the scenario that I just put out, because it's exactly the same thing.
then you're free to leave that company and go work somewhere else.
But it's so crazy. I mean, that's crazy.
Why?
The company structure is not the employee's conscience. You're in the business of making money. Make your money. What are you trying to dictate? Make your decision on not having an abortion. Make your decision on not taking blood. Make your decision on not stepping on a crack. in
They're
the
not saying their
sidewalk.
employee can't go get an abortion.
No, what I'm saying is
They're
you
just saying they're
should-
not paying for it.
Yeah.
No, I
That's
mean,
all.
listen, there's tons of things that come into owning a company and owning a business. There's all kinds of insurances, and for me, that's just a carve out. If
Okay.
you want to do business, this is what it is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to pay the damn taxes if I own a company. Can I get away with that? No.
No.
It's
No.
just, I mean, I get
That's
it's a
one of
done
the things
deal.
you
I'm
cannot
just
do
saying,
anyway.
yeah, of course
Okay.
not. I get that it's a done deal, but I just think it's about to open the door. And every time we take a step forward, and we say, you know what, regardless to whether or not you agree with homosexuality, you agree with transgender, you can't discriminate, and you can't, alter someone's life because of your personal opinion. Then we take 9 steps back by allowing a corporation to dictate to people what they can and can't have inside their...
I
They can get
understand.
it for free. Why should they have to pay for it when they can just go down to Planned Parenthood, whose whole purpose, and to begin with, Margaret Sanger put it together to kill black children. They can go down there for free. Look it up. Do your homework.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, because
Yeah,
did you
it's
see
true.
me? I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's the whole... She was... Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, did speeches to rousing applause at Klan rallies. The Women's Auxiliary of the Ku
Really?
Klux Klan, yes. Their first office was set up...
Shut your mouth from talking.
It's true. Their first office was set up in Harlem, specifically to kill black children.
Margaret who?
Sanger.
Okay.
Now, Hobby Lobby, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hobby Lobby is not a public company, are they?
No,
I don't
they're
believe so,
not.
no.
No.
They're a private company. Had they been public, if they were traded over the stock exchange,
Yeah.
I bet the Supreme Court would have ruled another way.
Right.
Okay?
Terrible.
Okay, I bet they would have ruled another way.
Yeah, I mean, terrible.
You know what? I think it's okay. I'm happy about it. This morning, General Motors is going to make an announcement, and their announcement's going to be how they are going to compensate all the victims that have died in car crashes as a result of the bad, faulty ignition switches. They're going to make the announcement today, and they're going to throw a dollar figure out there.
Terrible.
Okay? And they're going to say, here's our offer.
Here's what your
75
loved
cent
one
part.
was worth.
Yeah.
And if you don't take this offer, that's the old GM.
Oh.
We're the new GM.
Oh.
And we're stepping up to the plate to make you a good faith offer.
So here's
If
your
not,
$35,000.
go talk to the old GM.
Now, how many deaths?
I think 13.
How much do you think they're going to offer?
I don't know.
What's your gut telling you, Jeff?
Oh, I am.
I don't know.
I'm not
but,
good with that kind of stuff.
But it's interesting that that America didn't get so upset with General Motors, okay? And GM is having the best
America
year.
didn't get upset with General Motors because the media couldn't blast them like they could blast anybody else. Because America doesn't take the time out to find out what's really going on and just watch that little understory. Because they had to report it, but they just couldn't blast it.
Because
Yeah,
General
yeah.
Motors, right,
Yeah,
because GM says to ABC,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you go hard on this story,
Yeah.
I'm canceling my $350 million advertising.
And that's across
Right.
all networks. So
Right.
it was like there wasn't one network that wasn't getting big GM dollars.
Right. I'm really surprised that America didn't say, hey, we're not going to buy your car.
Well, it was kept
Okay.
under the radar.
Yeah. You know,
intentionally repressed.
I saw. Remember, I talked last week about the CNN documentary. It's not a documentary. The CNN ran a show on undocumented people. I was going to say citizens, but they're
illegal immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't appreciate the term illegal.
But that's
immigrants.
the legal term in the law.
Oh, now I'm not being politically correct.
Well, I'm just telling you that they don't appreciate the term.
Okay, what do you want to call them?
It's not that I want to call them anything.
What should I call them?
It's called.
I don't mean disrespect.
It's called undocumented people. Undocumented people.
Undocumented people. Okay.
Whatever.
In the law, it's called illegal aliens.
Okay.
Yeah.
I totally can see that. Well, anyway, the guy who the show was based around is a staff writer for the Huntington Post, New York Times, Washington Post. I mean, he's done his stuff. And it was a really interesting show because we keep saying just do it, get your papers. But there is no setup for when you're a child brought into the country illegally. You don't have a green card, which would allow you to go to the next step. You didn't marry an American. You don't have a child. If you don't have a child that's an American, then you don't qualify in any of those options that you can actually petition to go to the next step before the DREAM Act.
Okay.
So there was a part in it that was really interesting to me. He went to Romney's rally, and Romney was talking about his view on immigration, and he said, my view on immigration is tighten up the borders. If you're here illegally, go your behind home and get on the back of the line at wherever you're from to try to get back in. I'm not dealing with whoever's here that's illegal. I have nothing to say.
A lot of people in America feel the same way.
Stupid.
I'm just saying, okay?
I get it, but that's just so stupid.
I'm just saying, but a lot of people in America feel the same way. They feel that, hey, wait a minute, you're here illegally, okay? So you don't have any rights, okay? Nothing. Zero.
Yeah, I get all that, but we talk out the side of our ass on a regular. Because
can you do that on the, okay.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
We talk out the side on a regular because these are the same kids that babysit your kids, cut your lawn, you go to Home Depot and get them, you know what I mean? We employ these people. The documentary brought out that $11.5 billion a year are paid in taxes off of illegally or undocumented persons that
what
are
do you
in
mean
the
paid in
state.
taxes? Sales and use tax?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculous.
It's not income tax.
Oh, income tax too, because people don't check to make sure that your papers are right. You could go behind DMV and get your own made up. I've seen a couple of Social Security cards that was wrong from people that tried to get a job with us.
Really?
And I'm like, dude, I'm just saying, the Social Security Department, they're going to center your name. So, I could just look at the card and tell you that it's fake. Well, I mean, just some of the forgeries are just so bad. But it's just like we just talk out the side of our behinds.
I'd love
on a
to see
regular
one of
basis.
those.
Maybe I
Photocopy
still
the next
have
one
it.
you get. Yeah.
Kamala Harris just issued a statement. That she's our Attorney General in California.
Yeah.
About the Supreme Court ruling on Hobby Lobby. She's very unhappy.
Yeah, I am too.
She's not happy about it. Okay, well,
But you
beginning
really
today,
can't see how it can go to different extremes.
I do see that, and
Yeah.
she even said the same thing that we just said. It can perhaps open up the floodgates to lots of problems. Okay, and it'll be lots of problems that the state courts are going to have to deal with. Because generally, most people don't have the money to make it all the way to the Supreme Court.
Right.
Okay.
It's just silly.
You mentioned immigration. Today, Texas is going to start putting illegal aliens, people that have come into this country illegally. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Okay?
Use the legal term.
They are going to give them plane tickets, and they are sending them to California.
Shut up!
Beginning today.
That's just amazing. Just dump it on other states.
This is beginning today. Texas is full. They can't hold them. Okay? They can't hold them. They've been sending them to Arizona. Arizona's filling up.
Michael's got a big warehouse there, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, it's full. And now they will send them to California. Now, what's interesting is, though, they come to California and they get processed. All right? And the process is they do a criminal background check, they fingerprint them, there's a questionnaire, there's a health check, okay?
These poor people.
But you can't hold them forever, okay? So now we have to determine if they have a right to stay in America.
What do you mean? They have no right to stay in America.
I understand.
Forget the background checks. I mean, how extensive can your background check be?
Yeah. It's probably going to be kind of difficult.
Yes. They're not going to tell you where the hell they're from.
So, right. So then they will get a notice. Okay?
Who, the people?
Yes, you
At
are.
their home?
No.
Where do they live?
They hand it out to him.
Okay.
We are then we will release them
Yeah, notice to appear.
with a notice to appear, and they are now in California.
Now they send them to a bus depot in
Murrieta.
to Paris, Riverside, and San Bernardino. They'll be sent to a bus depot, and that's it. Poof,
Okay?
off you go.
Now you're in America, and you have this
what are
notice to appear
What are the odds?
Okay.
Notice to appear where?
in court
In court.
For what?
to
For a
talk to a
hearing.
judge for a hearing to find out if you're allowed to stay.
Ain't gonna
And-
happen.
Now, how many people
Ain't
that's
gonna
so
happen.
silly.
out of 100, how many do you think are going to show up in court?
Nobody. And why even have them show up to the court? That's just loading the dockets with stupidness.
Okay, this is what happens. And out of 100, if 5 show up in court, those are the five stupidos. Okay?
Yep.
Because the other 95 are staying here.
Yeah.
All right? Now, here's the thing, though.
What about these kids?
That's the thing.
Are they
You
going
can't
straight
take
to
a 9-year-old
social services?
Yeah, they're going.
Yeah.
9-year-old at the bus depot. Boop, there you go.
You can't just release them.
But see, that shouldn't be legal in any state. They shouldn't be able to put a child unaccompanied on a bus or a plane in Texas and just throw them somewhere else.
Well, they're going to be escorted. I don't. When it comes to the kid, okay, we got to figure this out, and they don't have this figured out yet.
No,
Gee,
they
and that's
don't
not going to
care.
swell the gangs and stuff
Okay.
up because they're not going to have any way to eat other than get recruited into the gang.
Now, if they have family members here, okay, we will contact their family members and tell them come pick up this child or whatever. Okay, grandmother, grandfather, cousin, brother, uncle.
Now, what if your family was in Texas and now you scheduled to get on a plane in California?
From what I understand, if you came over as a family, they're moving you over as a family.
Okay.
Okay, they're not going to separate you.
I'm surprised.
Okay. But we don't have a way to deal with this. There's no good way to deal with this. There's too many people coming in every day. Okay? Every 72 hours.
They need to be responsible for their borders, and part of being responsible for their borders is being responsible for who they let slip in. And I think it's very irresponsible for them to say, we're going to let all these people slip in, but we can't take them, so we're going to send them to another state.
No, this is like the running of the bull in Spain. So many are coming in. Okay? We can't stop it.
They can't
Okay.
stop it. It's disgusting.
They don't care to stop it. Who, Mexico?
No, Texas.
Texas can't stop it. We don't have the resources. We haven't thrown the resources out there. You'd have to put an armed guard every 20 feet
Not 20.
to stop it. Yes, it's out of control. I was listening to people from Border Patrol talking last night on the news, on CBS. And they said, we've got a group over here of 20 of them, and we're trying to hold them, and as we're trying to hold them, a quarter of a mile down the road, there's another 50. And we can't stop them. And
should
if we
call
leave these
Cameron.
20 and go over there, then we can't do
Call
it.
Cameron and have him get some Terminators out there. Autonomous. And just have them run.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's out of control.
It's just terrible.
Okay?
Yeah.
It is out of control. The Obama administration, when it comes to this, has dropped the ball. Okay, they've dropped the ball. Because I agree with you, Angelina. We should have put the resources there. We knew this was happening. Okay?
Yeah, hasn't it? I mean, is this a new thing?
No, it's not a new thing.
Okay. So every administrator.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? But it'd be nice.
George Bush and Vicente Fox were lovers. I'll tell
Okay.
you that right out the box.
Okay.
Ooh.
They were.
It would be
You did
nice.
see them a lot together,
Yeah.
didn't you?
It would be nice if one president would just step up to the plate
Please.
and put the resources there to shut down the borders.
Yeah. That would be
They're
nice.
too
Okay.
scared of the backlash.
I will say Obama has deported more people
Yeah.
than any other president.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
give
They
Matt.
said that in the CNN show.
Yeah,
He's deported 2 million.
which is a huge amount, which is a lot. L.A. County Supervisor Mike Antonovich put out a notice on Friday night for the month of May in L.A. County, just the month of May. L.A. County spent $50 million in aid to families of illegal immigrants that have come into the country illegally.
How do you get aid?
Food stamps,
do you-
welfare.
how do you-
Here's the thing.
What?
Mom and dad sneak into California.
Yes.
Okay?
Mom and dad are illegal.
illegal.
Okay.
They have a child.
Yep.
They have a child here.
Right.
They have a child here. The
Okay.
child's born here. You now get benefits.
The child gets benefits, yeah.
Correct. Okay?
Yeah. It's amazing.
$50 million just for the month of May.
That's a lot.
$500 million a year. That's just L.A. County.
And so we still stay in this same rut. You're going to, to me, it just so common sense would say, get these people the citizenship that they need so they can go get real jobs. I mean, why keep them under that status and keep supplying money and they keep on spitting out more kids so they can get a bump every time they get another kid? It's stupid.
Why don't we amend the Constitution so that at least one parent has to be an American citizen before the child's an American citizen?
Because it's about the land.
Well,
You're born on
look,
this land.
AV Hospital has carved out that deal. And they're charging huge dollars. Come over from China, deliver a child, and child is an American citizen.
Yep.
And that's good business practice.
Yeah.
Right?
And you
and
can
you
tell.
agree with that one, right?
Yeah, I do.
And
Totally.
China is not an espionage issue.
No.
So, yeah, it's no problem that they're American citizens. And
Listen, the federal government is allowing it. Don't be upset about the game. I mean, it's sanctioned. It's allowed. They're not sneaking. They're making arrangements.
I don't have
But
to
I
like
will
it.
say this. Let me tell you.
I don't have to like it
Yeah,
just
I
because the
get
federal
you.
government isn't
I get you.
against it.
I happened to go into one of these OBGYN situations out here.
You happen to?
I happened to.
You just
I
walked in
I
and
was
said,
with
"Hey."
somebody. And I was pretty amazed. And the first thing that came to mind was the Antelope Valley is getting ready. Because the office was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful.
What did you expect? You're going to walk into a rat trap?
No, it was just over the top beautiful.
Up to your knees in broken water? Or
No. You could just tell. Well, my impression, because I know that people are going to be, coming here to spit out their kids from other
he's
countries.
gearing up, right?
Yes.
Did you ask him?
No.
You should.
I will the next time if
Next
I see
time.
him. It happens that I know him.
From
I worked with him 25 years ago. This OB. Well, I didn't work with him. I worked in the same building, and we used to chat.
Did he remember you? Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then did your friend get good service?
Well, I would imagine that I was going to get good service anyway, because that was the type of guy he is.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bergman.
I told you.
He's just a really cool doctor. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that she would have gotten any less than what she got, because that's just who he is. He's really cool.
See? Mm-hmm. That's good. There is a town in South Dakota.
No, don't you know?
Owned by a guy by the name of Lance Benson.
Hey!
Okay, your brother?
No, I don't have one. He is the sole owner of a town called Sweat,
Sweat.
South Dakota. He has put the city up on the market for sale for $400,000. You can buy the city.
What happens in this city?
He bought the town in 1998. He gave it to his ex-wife in their divorce.
No.
You can have Sweat.
You can have it, okay?
Take your ass to Sweat.
Well, it's so funny. We came out of BJ's yesterday, and it was cooking outside.
Mm-hmm.
I went around the corner, and there was this guy standing there. And he said, "Woo!" I said, "It's hot, isn't it?" And he said, "It's hotter than a devil's armpit." Just that made me think Sweat. I just thought that was really
It
fun.
was
I'd never
really
heard that
hot this
before.
weekend.
Hotter than a devil's armpit.
It's going to be that way all week. It's summer.
Yeah.
Summertime.
What do they do in Sweat?
They don't do a lot. So he gave it to his ex-wife. And I mention this because if there's anybody out there that wants to invest $400,000, you can own your own town, be your own mayor.
Shoot.
You can be the chief of police. You can be everything you
That
want.
would be so cool. I would
Okay.
love it. I would have to change the name as soon as I
Yeah.
bought it.
There's another town on Route 66 here that the two guys bought a couple years ago that's up for sale for about $1 million, I think. Anyway, so he gave it to his wife in the divorce. She ran it into the ground. He took it back in 2012, and now the town is on the market. In 1940, 1950, the town had a population of 40 people. They had their own post office, homes, a grocery store. Today, the town has a local bar and a restaurant,
That's
Oh.
and that's all that's in the town.
it. Wow.
$400,000.
Wow. That's all you got in there?
That's it.
Who knew you can own a town, though?
Yeah.
Who owns Palmdale?
Nobody. Palmdale's Incorporated.
Okay. Who owns that corporation?
We do. We're stakeholders.
You mean
We
Palmdale
finance
residents?
it too. Yeah,
That's how it should be.
we finance it. Yeah, and you can go into any city and inspect their books if you want. You know, you could do that.
What's Jeff doing over there?
Was that a joke there, Jeff?
I don't think it's a joke.
No, I know. Did you hear about the woman? She went to the gun show over the weekend.
Oh, that's funny.
Did you hear? Jeff's making a joke. Good thing
Yes,
we don't have
he
a
did.
camera pointing in that direction.
That's funny.
Did you hear a woman in Pennsylvania? She went to the gun show.
No.
Yeah.
And did you hear about this one, Jeff?
No.
She goes to the gun show.
I just like the idea of a woman going to a gun show.
Yeah, she's there on Sunday, and she asked one of the guys in a booth to demonstrate a concealed carry wallet holster,
Oh.
and he did. And he drew the weapon out and showed her, you know how, and accidentally shot her in the eye.
Shut up!
Stupid.
And that's what we need, more people with guns.
But she was okay, just through and through.
Oh, yeah.
She went to the hospital. She was released a few hours later. She harbors no ill feelings.
Oh, please.
She'll
Just
be
wait
at-
for the suit.
She'll be at the next gun show,
wait
and
for
she
the
doesn't
suit.
hold him responsible.
Nice.
Why? Didn't he shoot her?
No, she
Or
Why
was
would
it
you have a
good?
gun loaded?
She doesn't
Why was the
hold
gun
him
loaded?
responsible at all.
Well, that'd
Okay.
be nice if it doesn't result in a suit. And you take your kids there, too, huh?
Yeah.
Stupid.
What do you mean? Everybody. What do you mean? There's a gun show coming up in a few
Yeah,
weeks.
fairgrounds.
I'm taking Tyler.
Sweet. Give me a call when you go. I'll take
No,
break.
no
All
comment.
right, fine. We'll meet up with you.
No comment.
Now, we talked about this story, and you defended this guy, so I get to talk to you about
Go ahead.
this, okay?
Nice.
We talked about the story about Justin Harris. Justin Harris is accused of leaving his 22-month-old toddler in the car seat
Yeah.
while he went to work at the corporate offices of Home Depot.
Poor thing.
Okay? And you said he did it by mistake. He didn't plan on it. And you know what? There have been 13 cases so far in this year, okay, where people have done that. And then it was discovered that he had been researching on his computer,
Yeah.
okay, child deaths and how long it takes for a child to die in the back seat of a car.
Yeah.
Okay? Then it was also discovered that although he took the child, put the child in the car, went to work, at lunchtime, he went back out to the car.
It's like checking on the oven and see if it was done.
Yeah.
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 Okay?
Put a fork in it.
Now it was also discovered that his wife also was searching on the internet
Yeah.
for the same stuff.
Yeah.
Take the baby to the fire department.
Yeah, I don't get it. But she was defending him. She was like, we talk about stuff like that and we research that. She wasn't saying it, well, of course, because she's trying to defend herself. But she wasn't saying it in the term of
who needs to even know that information.
I
because
love
you don't do
facts
it
and stuff, but that's not something that ever crossed my mind to look up.
But in all fairness, talking about a subject like that, I could see myself going and saying, "Oh, I wonder how long it does take."
Really?
Yeah. I do wonder how long it takes. How long does it take?
I have no clue.
I wouldn't
See,
look it up.
and I don't know.
So I would say, Siri, how long does it take? And then, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like, to me, this was much of an accident.
No, and the other, because initially when I heard the story, I was saying to myself, what did I say? I said, people need to know who they're dealing with, because if this father doesn't take the kid to daycare every day and it's something outside of his normal routine, he probably forgot. And I get it because people have forgotten. But that's not the case with him, because he always took his kid to work because they had the on-site childcare. So this was like really screwy because it's not outside of what you normally do. You normally do it all the time. And then why in the hell are you why are you going to your car at lunchtime? Although when I heard the account about the lunchtime thing, he went to his car, he opened up the driver's seat, threw something in, and locked it and went back in the place. It wasn't like he went, in the back seat.
And the fact that they have on-site daycare.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
None of it makes sense at all.
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
But it does make sense that she didn't call to check to make sure the baby made it to daycare, because he takes the baby all the time to daycare. You know what I mean? No?
Yeah. No, yeah. I understand what you're saying. So there's no excuse for it.
No.
Right? So it wasn't an accident.
It don't smell right.
No. Now, on Saturday, I believe Saturday was the child's funeral.
Yeah. And he was in jail.
And he was in jail. Mm-hmm. But he was allowed to call in.
Call in to the...
On the phone.
And say what?
They had a speakerphone at the funeral.
Silly.
And he was allowed to... They had Vonage.
Yeah.
Okay?
Silly.
And he could call in.
And do what?
He was heartbroken. He was crying.
Yeah, okay. Honey, everybody hears you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So 2 people died over the weekend while in custody of the sheriff's department.
Oh.
Okay? Mm-hmm. One in Santa Clarita, in the jail, and one here in Lancaster.
Oh, wow.
Okay? The one here in Lancaster happened at around 4 o'clock in the morning, out on 163rd Street East in Lancaster. Officers got a report of a disturbance, something going on. Mm-hmm. They get out there, and there was a guy that's disturbing the peace, and they talk to this guy. One thing leads to another, and they handcuff him and put him in the back of their car. Mm-hmm. Okay? He gets a little out of control because he's yelling at residents and everything.
Probably drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Okay. He resisted the deputies who were making efforts to handcuff him. After a brief struggle, the man was eventually handcuffed and put in the back of the police car, where he continued crazy behavior and tried to kick out the window. Mm-hmm. Okay? And then, a little while later, deputies noticed he was unresponsive. Mm. Deputies called for paramedics. They pulled him out of the car. They removed the handcuffs. And he was dead on the scene.
Do you aspirate? You throw up and...
You know what?
Word on what happened? Or?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. In Santa Clarita, it was a woman. Mm-hmm. She was in jail. Mm-hmm. So she was already in the jail. And they came, they do their walkthrough every 15 minutes or every half an hour, and they found her dead in her cell.
Wow.
Well, I mean, we'll have to find out what happened. Like, did they put him in that chokehold that it kill you, or what?
Everybody in social media, everybody was commenting and saying the deputies did something wrong. Okay? Well, everybody immediately did that. All right? Immediately we're saying that.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, you say it like, how could that be?
No, I'm just saying that's what everybody had been saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for
Immediately left
every
with that.
15 comments that the deputies beat him within an inch of his life, or da-da-da, for every 15 comments that were negative toward the deputies, there was one saying, hey, we don't know what happened yet. So don't attack the deputies.
Well,
and
I
another
mean,
15.
Well, I mean, I get, you know, if you're unruly and they have to, you know, they have to strong arm you to arrest you, I get all of those things. But to the point of death, you know, that seems a little bit more than strong arm to arrest you. Like, I don't, you know, it's almost like the other account when you were talking about the man that left the kid in the car. I mean, unless this guy was going through some kind of medical emergency, and that's why he was acting out, you know, he was having a medical emergency, and they just didn't see it as that. But why would you end up dead?
Could have been
I don't know. He was trying to break the window of the police car. Okay. While he was,
all of that is par for the course.
He had enough energy to
maybe his heart blew
that.
up.
Yeah, could have been a John Ritter kind of thing, and just had a bad.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was a medical emergency, or maybe he was choked out or stomped out.
Well, no, he was breathing.
Yeah, he had enough energy to try to beat the windows out.
Who gave the report?
Oh.
I'm just saying. Let's just wait.
We are waiting.
Okay.
Okay? We are waiting. 2 people, 2 different cities.
Yeah.
All in North LA
now,
County. Okay. The one in the jail, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now, how does that happen? You're in jail already.
Right.
So why would you?
They found her on the floor.
In the cell by herself?
Yeah.
Okay, come on now.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe she had a medical emergency.
Right.
But we talk about it all the time, and we talk about the fact that the LAPD needs to put and the Sheriff Department need to put some money in PR. And they need to, you know, help these guys get some better training, because all we do hear about is the negative stuff. All I see, I turn on Facebook and I'll see somebody in a holding cell, and the woman's already arrested. She's already in the holding cell, and then you'll see 2 deputies or whoever they are come in and just beat her within an inch of her life. And I'm like, she's already arrested. What is that for? You know what I mean? It's like all you see is that kind of stuff on a regular basis. And I think until they start really prosecuting and arresting these deputies and these police officers that are acting this way, we're going to keep seeing it, because everybody keeps turning a blind eye.
It's about time for the jury to announce a verdict.
What do you mean? They're not back yet, are they?
No, they're not back yet.
Yeah.
Okay? But I suspect maybe by the end of today or the end of tomorrow.
Wait a minute. So you're going back on your word? Because you said a week.
I did.
Okay.
That includes the weekend.
Here we go.
Because here's the thing. You're a juror. Listen.
Here we go,
thinking about? Wait a minute. What are you thinking about all weekend? Okay? You got all the information, and now you're fast-tracking it all. Over the weekend, you're thinking about all this. Okay? So now they're all together in their jury deliberations room right now, and they're all up to speed because they've had a chance to think about all this.
Yeah.
But they haven't had access to documents and stuff.
No.
Records.
And when they go home, they just go home if they're not sequestered. But like I said, I'm telling you, you tell me the verdict and I'll tell you the makeup of the jury.
You mean, no, isn't it the other way around?
No.
No?
I mean, yeah, if you tell me now, but we don't know what they are because they're not letting people know.
Right.
So we'll know the verdict, and I'm going to tell you what the jury makeup was.
Okay. All right. I think well, as I said before, I think you're going to see some guilty verdicts, some not guilty verdicts. I think some people are going to be surprised, but I do believe that down the road, not too far away, I think you're going to see Paul Tanaka indicted.
Yeah. Yes, he better be.
I think so. I just have that feeling. There's a new automaker, new car company coming out of the market. And I looked at this vehicle today. It's very cool. It will be released to the public sometime next year.
Okay.
Okay? It's a 2-seater car. Okay? But you don't sit next to each other.
Ew.
It's like fighter pilot style.
Ew.
Okay?
Oh, nice.
All right? The car gets 84 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Okay? And we'll have a retail sticker price of $6,800.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sweet.
This is a very cool car. The car is called the car company is called Elio Motors. The cars are built here in America,
Nice.
which is very cool. It's a 3-wheel vehicle, 2
Ooh.
wheels in the front, 1 in the back.
Uh-huh.
All right?
It's a freak thing.
It kind of looks like a Can-Am.
one.
It looks a little bit like a
It
Can-Am
looks like the
motorcycle.
old lady motorcycles.
Yeah.
What, those
Tricycle. Tricycle motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like the Can-Am? Those are cool.
Those are old lady
No,
motorcycles.
they're not. They're awesome.
I see old ladies in those on those motorcycles.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you're talking about a 3-wheel trike with 2 in the back and 1 in the front.
Yeah, that's what I said. A tricycle.
This is 2 in the front and 1 in the back.
Still, same stupidness.
This is very cool.
I wanted to start selling my favorite car brand
Uh-oh.
out here. I mean, they sell Jaguar,
The
so there's
Yugos?
already a... Oh, I miss the Yugos. Yugos are my ultimate favorite, but India has a car brand.
Oh, yeah, I remember that car.
The Tata. I really want to get...
Ta-da!
I really want to get a... I want to get a... It was an Audi TT and a Tata. So I want in my driveway. I want a TT and a
Q8 or
Tata.
Q7.
I used to like the Audi, too.
I love the Audi.
I heard
Forget
they've
the
got-
Mercedes, the BMWs,
Mechanical problems, though.
Audis.
The Audi TT.
TT and a Tata.
So now, talking about Hobby Lobby, okay?
Yeah.
Now, any corporation, okay,
Can pick and choose.
can pick and choose.
And that's
All right.
and I don't understand how you think that's a good thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I know, that's why I said I don't understand how you think it's a good thing.
Well, that's the thing. But the way you think, that doesn't make you right.
No, I just said I don't understand how you believe it's a good thing.
Okay,
It's
I
gonna
form a
open up-
corporation.
it's
I form
opening
a
up-
corporation, and we go out and we're doing this, and the corporation's doing really well, and I'm paying for health care and everything else. But the one thing I don't want to provide is the morning after pill. Okay, it's my corporation. I started this company. I get to make my own decisions. And if but I'm not telling my employees they can't take it.
I hear.
And I'm
I
not
hear
telling
you.
them that I'm going to hold them responsible. I'm not telling them they don't get a raise. I'm not
I'm
telling
just
them they
saying-
lose vacation
yeah,
time.
I get all
I'm just
of
saying
that.
if you want to do it, you go reach in your pocket and pay $14 and go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to do it. Because I don't believe in killing a fetus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's it. I get to make that decision.
And the next guy gets to make the decision that I'm not going to pay for Viagra. And the next guy, I mean, it just opens up a big can of worms. That's all I'm saying. It opens up a big can of worms, and it is a sense of dictatorship. It's telling you, hey, listen, I would like to have you come work for me, but if you want to have an abortion, I'm just letting you know we're not paying for it. How dare you even say it to me?
That's not what they're saying.
Yeah, they are. I'm not paying for it. Yes, they are. They are saying that.
We don't cover. Our health care plan doesn't cover abortion.
Right.
Okay? So if you need
the
that,
way you say it, it sounds better than the way I just said it.
if you need it, you just have to pay for it. Okay?
And not even pay for it. Like I said, it's free at Planned Parenthood.
Don't you have to qualify
Take your
financially
behind-
or
No.
something?
Take your behind over there. They're happy to kill the baby.
They are too.
Give us more babies.
They are.
We got
I mean,
the
even though when I
Cuisinart
looked
ready
it
to
up
go.
just now, it said that the reason why she started it is because of unsafe abortions, and people were dying.
Who started what?
Read more detail. Read more of it.
Okay,
Look deeper into
I'll
it.
keep.
The reason
searching.
who started what?
Margaret Sanger started
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood.
Oh. Okay. I
It was
think
all.
it's-
It was all. You can trace it right back to Darwin, and then they started in with the, some species of every type of animal are better than others, and you get the eugenics program, which Margaret Sanger was a big fan of and a big proponent of and one of the leaders of. And there's a guy that, in Munich that happened to like their ideas, and we see where that came from, It all traces back to Darwin and eugenics and some species being better than other species.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's nice. We have too much government, okay? And the Affordable Care Act was rammed down everybody's throat. But I think it's nice that a corporation gets to make their own decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you couldn't, then basically you're opening a corporation that's run by the government.
You just go from one extreme to another.
No. Think about it for a second. Okay?
I do think about it. Corporations are not run by the government.
They're not saying.
Unless you work for the government.
It's one thing for the government to tell you have to provide health care. I get that. Everybody should have health care. I understand that, okay? But it's another thing for the government to tell you every single item that has to be in the health care.
Now people don't want to pay for chemotherapy because it's against their principle.
No, that's a ridiculous argument.
I love how if
What do you mean?
conservative says something and tries to throw in the slippery slope thing, we're all crazy. But then slippery slope works just great on the other side. It's just fine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. All I'm saying, and I can't see how you guys don't see this is going to open up a big can of worms. This is going to be
see that as being a
big nightmare, okay? And people are going to pick and choose. And people are going to. I own a company. I don't believe in prenatal care, so I'm not covering it. I don't believe in this, so I don't want to cover it. It's just endless.
The thing is, there's a free alternative to this particular point. There's a free alternative. That's
okay, but there's going to be other ones that are not free alternatives.
And then they'll deal with that at that point.
That's silly, though. We're just opening up a big can of worms. If you're a dang-on company, what's your objective? Is your objective to preach your religious view or to make money? If it's to make money, then make your money and shut up.
They are making money. They're very successful. They've got 13,000 employees. And January of 2012, Hobby Lobby
I wonder how many homosexuals they have in Hobby Lobby.
I have no idea.
Probably not one.
Okay. But in January of 2012, Hobby Lobby lost the state court lawsuit on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, I remember that.
And at that time when they lost...
And I was excited.
They were fined $1.5 million every day.
Mm-hmm.
That was their fine. Had they lost this lawsuit...
They would have shut down.
They would have been in big trouble. Okay? But their beliefs were so strong, and it made such perfect sense that they should. You know what? I called it back then. Okay, it made such perfect sense.
He just killed me with the I called it. Just like last week when he called this, they were going to be deliberating for a whole week. Now all of a sudden it's going to be today or tomorrow.
Okay. You know what? The missing firefighter that they found.
You didn't, honey, just because he's dead doesn't mean you were right.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense, and I've seen all over social media, it doesn't make sense to anybody for him to have the background that he had to go running with no shoes on. Nobody thinks that makes sense.
Okay.
Nobody. I haven't seen one comment that said that made sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm still wondering if there wasn't an affair between
Something was wrong.
And the other guy.
Something was wrong.
Not saying that happened, but
you can't put your boots on to go run after your dog?
Yeah, don't have to worry about
ran
socks
to
and
go get
lacing
him
them
before
up.
he got away. Okay, is what he did.
That's the story.
And if the jury comes back in the next day or two, and I called that one too.
Called what one?
Right?
What? We're never going to get that because it was between him and that dude. We're never going to get to the bottom of that one.
Just wait. I think there's more to come. I do. I think there's more to come on that, but I don't want to.
Did you hear about the young man? Did you hear the latest on the young man, the 12-year-old that went missing for 2 weeks? This morning I heard that the stepmother, first of all, the father was like this Army sergeant and the little boy was getting in trouble at school and what have you, and he put him on this really crazy military type exercise program, and he wanted to take a break to go to the bathroom, and he wasn't allowed to take a break to go to the bathroom. So he did so, and his mother the stepmother had to report this. This is what is coming out now. And because of that, the story is that she was afraid for the boy. So she told him, go down to the basement, get behind all this, and no matter what you hear, do not come out. So it's coming out now that the stepmother was trying to shield him from the wrath of her husband. And then when he came home and found out that he was missing, he went and filed a report. And then she felt like, oh my God, now I'm in trouble. And so she was trying to keep him hidden. And it's just like this whole thing is coming out. I'm interested to find out where it ends up. But it looks like she was afraid of her husband and the kid was being abused. Because he did admit for beating the boy with a PVC pipe.
So she knew he was down there all along.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same woman that was arrested on a probation violation.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get in big trouble.
Yeah, and so is he.
Wait a second. I get the part about the father beating the child with the PVC pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, he's going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay? All the rest of the stuff, Dad was actually innocent to, is what you're saying. He didn't know the kid was down there.
No, he didn't know the kid was down there. She knew. That's why she didn't want to take that lie detector test.
Says a lot, though, about Detroit PD, the FBI, the Bloodhounds.
What they're saying is that he probably was taken in and out of that place. Like, she would probably take him to other places and have him come back, and he wasn't there the whole time.
So what? He was upstairs in the bedroom while the FBI searching the...
I don't know where she would take him, but she obviously took him to other places. Or aided him to it.
Well, but Dad was innocent.
That reaction... Dad was innocent to... Yeah. So that reaction that we saw on Nancy Grace was
real.
True. And it was real. And he's got an older daughter that says, look, when I was a kid and I acted up, my dad did that. You know, we had to do these exercises, and it was just part of his tough love. No big deal.
No big deal.
That's what the older daughter says.
Yeah,
but I don't know if the stepmother's going to get in trouble or not, because they're alluding to the fact that she was afraid. So, you know, once it's all said and done, who knows? Maybe she's been beat by him. You know, maybe she was in fear for her own life. You know, I mean, you never know how the chips are going to ultimately fall. Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Another screwed up family.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
definitely.
Yeah, a way screwed up family. You know, Oscar Pistorius, who's on trial for murder.
Yeah.
You saw that for the last month, okay, they've had people examining him, okay, to see if he was mentally ill at the time of the shooting.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Was he?
No. This morning in court, they ruled that he was not. He was of sound mind when it happened.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
So they're going to bring it down on him now.
I can't see how he's not going to be found guilty.
I just want to know, are they going to let him take his legs with him to jail?
Oh, I think they have to.
Sawed-off broom handles.
I mean, he could use them as weapons, or people could take them from him.
Well, they'll have to give him something, I would imagine.
I don't know. It's another country. We don't know how they work.
If he...
Give him one of those little creepers that go
with
into
the smoke screen he's put up, if he can get off not guilty, what a mistake.
No, I can't. Those crocodile tears.
Yeah.
I've never seen such a thing.
Right. Because that just reminds me of the white Bronco.
Oh, you thought OJ was guilty?
Oh, come on.
I gotta find
the whole world did. Everybody did.
I don't think everybody did.
Oh, you didn't?
I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. Jeff, did you?
Mm-hmm.
See?
I gotta find my footage.
let's ask our live audience. What about you guys? Yep.
Yep.
Show of hands. They all felt he was guilty. See?
Yeah.
There you go. I know we're out of time.
Yep,
Yes,
we're out of time.
Okay. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for making us the #1 News Talk radio program in the Antelope Valley. And we'll see you tomorrow.